I am getting much better with that, but it was the weirdest thing saying husband for a long time. I had heard that our county was instituting domestic partnership policy. That was 2000. So we thought, hey, for our 10th anniversary, let's go register as a domestic partnership, right? Then we found out it was pretty much just, they went ahead and did it, but we found out that the benefits were really only if you were a county employee, you get domestic partner benefits, right? But, we got this nice certificate and everything. But we thought that's about as far as we're going to legally be able to go as a couple. I mean, I was born in the 60s. We grew up in the 70s. You were born in the 50s. We grew up in the 60s and 70s.
50s.
Late 50s. Oh, excuse me.
Late
50s. People still thought being gay was a mental illness at that point, right? And then in the 80s, we were a scourge on civilization, AIDS, and, we deserved it kind of deal. So there was never a thought in any of our minds that we could actually one day be married. So that's why I say it's weird to be able to call somebody my husband, because you grew up never thinking that that was actually a possibility. Now I throw it out in casual conversations just to make sure that I know that I can say the word, right? And I travel for a living. I go all around this country, and I don't have to say I'm gay. All I have to do is say, yeah, my husband and I are doing this, blah, 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 or we're planning on this. And so I really, I can't schedule my return visit until X, Y, and Z, because my husband, I'll throw that into casual conversation, because
you're good with that.
I am getting much better with that, but it was the weirdest thing saying husband for a long time. It doesn't easily come out of my mouth. Now it does, but that's after 7 years.
Even now, like 30 years later, and we're husbands, I don't always think to call him my husband in public. But even the other day, I was making a doctor's appointment for him, and I was just pretending to be him for the most part. And then when she asked for his your insurance
number.
card, I was like, I'm his husband, and he's not home right now, and I'm trying to do this for him, but let me get that number. In fact, I just logged on to the account and found it. But sometimes I feel like if you tell someone you're husbands, they might treat you differently. And maybe that was true before, maybe it's even true now. We've had people like, oh, and they're kind of thrown off, like a waitress might be.
Sometimes when young gay men get married, and especially when they post their videos on TikTok, my one comment usually to them is, so is it weird saying husband? And they all come back and say, yes, like capital yes. That's one thing that we all seem to have in common, is that it's really weird to say my husband, because we're so used to saying either partner or boyfriend or some variation of that. Roommate, all of it. But now I'm seeing cute little TikToks when one guy will say, oh, and my boyfriend, and then the other one will like, sorry, my fiance. So even then, just saying fiance, and now it's like those sort of cultural things are now coming into play in the gay community that were never there before. So it's fun to see young gay men being able to have those experiences that we never could at that age.